Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to another process video, and today I am completing a layout for Color Rush Studio. I am a guest designer for the month of September, which is super exciting. And so I am just taking some of these hearts that came in the ephemera pack and preparing them with some gesso. I'm just using my finger and rubbing it onto the hearts. So I picked out this really adorable mountain scene paper, and I'm adding a little bit of frazzle across the kind of where it's, the black and white diamond shape is broken up with the mountains, just to kind of break it up even more. And then the photograph I'm documenting today is a photograph of my in-laws with my kiddos. We were vacationing in Gatlinburg. I'm going to go ahead and back the photo in black cardstock. And I had printed the photograph at home with a white border. I oftentimes will do that if I think I'm going to double mount a photograph, because then that way you already have the white border, so you don't have to worry about, adding the white paper. So it kind of cuts out a little bit of a step, just a little, kind of, I don't want to say lazy, but quick way of making your photographs look double mounted if you're pressed for time. And so the hearts, I had went ahead and colored those all with alcohol ink markers that I had. So that's why I had prepped them with gesso. I knew I wanted to use them on this layout, but obviously they were going to blend in with that black and white background since they were black and white as well. So that's the reason why I ended up prepping that. And I didn't show myself coloring the hearts on camera because I thought that would have been kind of boring to watch. So I got the photograph adhered down, and then I went ahead and added Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to the acrylic piece so that acrylic piece says Get Lost. I add the wolf, and then I'm adding this black and white camera piece. And I didn't color the camera piece because I thought it was kind of cute to kind of pull some of the black and white element back over onto the colored side of the paper. So this is some washi tape. I had just gone ahead and backed it with white cardstock, so then that way it wouldn't be a see-through, because you could see like that diamond pattern behind it, and I didn't want you to be able to see it. So I ended up just backing it with white cardstock and then cutting it out. The mountains were the mountain piece there. That was another acrylic piece that came in the acrylic set, and then it's Smoky Mountains, so of course I had to get a bear on there. And I glued the bear directly onto the acrylic piece, and then I'm just putting some foam pieces underneath the bear's paws just to kind of add some support, since that acrylic piece is set up higher. And then I pull out an arrow piece here. And then I felt like the Get Lost part was getting lost. Dad joke, pun intended. My dad would be very proud. So I decided to pop that in, that cork piece. It's a cork mountain in behind the Get part of the title. And I felt like that kind of drew your eye back up to that title, and then you could, your eye could finish that what that actually was. I felt like it was getting really, really lost in that ribbon. So the heart pieces, I do end up popping those all up on foam, and so my plan was to kind of have it go in like a diagonal direction across the page. And then I'm adding sequins, and I add a bunch of sequins. Like, I went kind of crazy with it, but I don't add a ton of sequins to my layouts. I mean, here and there I will. So I decided I wanted to add a lot more color down on this portion of the layout, so I just kind of went with it. And the sequins pieces are from the June kit, so from Color Rush. And I'm just kind of putting glue down kind of in spots where I think I would like to see the sequins, and just kind of going through the sequins mix and trying to pick out different pieces so that they're kind of, separated, and you don't have a clump of one color next to each other. I'm going to go ahead and cut the excess ribbon off. I usually always will wait to do that unless there's a reason not to. I don't know why. It's like the same thing. Like, I a lot of time don't cut off the branding strip a lot of the time until the very end. I did end up putting in a black and white arrow underneath the wolf, just to pull in a little bit more of the black and white like I did over by the bear. And then I wanted to add another heart down here by the bear. I just felt like the bear needed like something else down by him. So I had one of those fabric hearts still left over, but I felt like it was getting kind of lost in the background. And so I decided to take some of that frazzle, cut it in half to make a thinner strip, and then tied it into a bow just to kind of call attention to the fact that there was something there. And then I decided I needed to add a little bit more sequins up here at the top. And so that's what I'm doing. And I had lost my crystal wand, so I was just using my finger at this point. So, which is fine. I mean, that works too. And here is the close-up shot. I think this turned out so cute. I'm really happy with it. And here are a few more close-up shots. I appreciate you for coming by to watch another process video.